What's up, guys? Mike here from Maximum Results Fitness, and we're talking about the 5 pillars of fitness. Now, we're on our 4th one today, but if you're listening and you have not listened to the first 3, please go back and listen to them. And if you need a refresher, go back and listen to them because they're very important. They are the foundation of your fitness journey. Okay, if you want to build a solid foundation, you need to build these in order. They're all very, very, very important, and without all of them, somewhere down the road, something's going to happen with a little bump or a hiccup or a little crumble, and that's why we have to listen to all of them and follow them correctly. They're all pretty equally important. I just want you guys to listen to them in order. So go back and listen to 1, 2, and 3. 1 is attitude, 2 is nutrition, 3 is your workouts. And now 4 is going to be supplementation. Okay. Now, those of you who know me know I'm not a huge fan of taking a bunch of stuff, out of bottles and putting it into my body. Okay. But there are a time and a place for certain things. And everyone's different. So depending on who you are, depending on your schedule, depending on your goals, depending on your body type, depending on where you're at right now and where you want to be, it's all different. Okay? So first and foremost, I want to tell you about water. Okay? I know it's not a supplement, but water is the essential thing we need to be putting into our body. Okay, you wake up in the morning. I can't tell you how many clients I've talked to that have no clue how much water they're putting into their body and how much water they actually need in their body. Okay, I'll ask a couple people who I'm training later in the afternoon and stuff, and I'll ask them, well, how much water did you have today? And you could tell they're kind of like a little tired or a little off their game. And they're like, oh, I had like 2 bottles of water. 2 bottles of water in a day? Guys, you should be having 16 ounces before you leave the house for work, okay? If you do that, you're going to set the stage for the rest of the day of how much water you need to be drinking. You need to be drinking at least a gallon of water a day. And you spread that out through the day, it's not a ton. It's really not that much. You drink a glass of water maybe every 45 minutes, and you're good. So, and then if you're working out, obviously, I mean you should have 2 bottles minimum while you're working out. If you don't, 1, you're going to be dehydrated, or 2, your workouts aren't pushing you enough. So number 1 being your water. Number 2 is your protein. Okay. And everyone is different. Okay. Me, I am a firm believer. I love whey protein. Okay. Whey protein to me has come such a long way of how they process it, and they've really cleaned it up. My new favorite right now is chocolate peanut butter from First Form. It is delicious. You mix it with water, ice cold water, chocolate peanut butter, shake it up, drink it. It is phenomenal. All right. Whey has come such a long, long way from when it started. When I first started working out, the stuff wouldn't even mix with a blender, and you had to like choke it down and kind of chew on it a little bit. But the macronutrients in the whey protein are just perfect, and I love them. Now everyone is different. Some people can't even stomach whey, like literally. It makes them sick. Some people just don't like the texture. Some people don't like the flavors, whatever. There's tons of other options out there. One being soy. Soy has really come a long way also over the last like 5-6 years. It's clean, it's organic, it's good stuff, but make sure you're reading the labels, guys, because just because it says it's soy, it can still have some other stuff in it that you might not like. You might not believe in soy protein. It might be 98% soy and a little bit of whey. So, just make sure you're reading the labels. And protein serves two purposes to me. Definitely essential post-workout. You definitely need to get that in because it's got the perfect macronutrients for a post-workout. It's got good fats in it. It's got a little bit of carbs to help you replenish, and the protein. Obviously, protein is essential for rebuilding those muscles. And when you're having the ratio that's in whey protein and other proteins, when you have that exact ratio, it's perfect. It's perfect for recovery. And you really can't beat something like that, especially when you can leave it in your car, throw 2 scoops in a shaker, and leave it in your car, fill up your water before you leave the gym, pour it in, boom, shake it, you're done. You're on your way home, you're good. And then the other purpose that whey serves protein serves is it's a meal replacement. If you're hungry around 10:30, have a shake. Again, perfect macronutrients. It'll hold you over, and you won't cheat. It'll give you that little sweet tooth, craving. It'll satisfy that also. So, that's another thing that is great about protein. So, even though it's out of a bottle, I take it and it's great. All right, it's come such a long way, guys. But listen, another quick thing before I move on is you get what you pay for. Okay, don't be going to Walmart or CVS and getting your protein because there's so much shit and fillers in that you have no idea. It totally defeats the purpose of getting a supplement. All right, because again, you're getting what you pay for. Get the high quality stuff. That's just like getting your food at McDonald's. Yeah, it's cheap, and some people like the taste of it, but it's terrible for you, okay? And you just feel like shit afterwards, and you don't want that. That's not what your food is supposed to do, and the same thing is not what your protein is supposed to do. Your protein is supposed to help you recover and feel good and help improve yourself. Same thing with McDonald's is crap. You'd much rather go spend a little extra money and go to get a nice steak or a chicken dinner or something like that. Okay, guys? All right, moving on. Multivitamin. Everyone needs to be taking a multivitamin. I don't care who you are. I don't care what age you are. I don't care what your goals are. We don't get enough vitamins in our system throughout the day. And that's based off of the types of food we're eating, the type of food that's in our supermarkets. There's not a whole lot we can do about it unless we have a farm out back, okay, or a nice, like a huge garden, and a cow and some chickens, and so just take a multivitamin, and you all know that you'll end up peeing out what you don't need. You'll keep in everything that you do need. That one's simple, guys. Get a good multivitamin. All right, same deal. Don't skimp on it. Don't get the cheap kind. Get a good multivitamin. And thirdly, something that I take is fish oil. Again, we don't get those essential fats in the omega-3s, 6 and 9s, unless you're eating tons of fish. Unless you're going out to the river and killing your own fish and eating it. We don't get enough of that. So we need that as well. There's plenty of other things. Let me rephrase that. There's a ton of other things. There's too much stuff out there, and there's too much information out there telling you what you do and you don't need. Speak to your dietitian. Like I said, listen to the second podcast telling you about your dietitian and nutrition. Don't just read it out of a magazine or Google it. There's too much information out there, and it all contradicts each other. So, talk to somebody. Talk to somebody who knows you and knows your goals. So if you have any questions, your dietitian, so listen to podcast number 2 or ask me, and we'll figure it all out because it's all personalized, and you have to figure this stuff out. You can't just wing it because the stuff that you read in the magazines on Google is cookie cutter. All right, there's a few other things, other supplements that people take. Again, it's all based off your goals and all where you're at and where you want to be. It's very specific to you. So let me know if you have questions. Speak to your dietitian or speak to me. And listen into the next podcast because we're about to finish up the 5 pillars. No excuses.